you can see my face very well. Alright. 1 second. Fucking this tripod, dude. This is probably a lot better. Okay. Second. Alright. What is up, everyone? Movie Hustle here, and today we're going to be reviewing Solo: A Star Wars Story. So, I mean, this is kind of late, right? It came out like a couple months ago, and this movie just did not hit it for me. It's very bland. It's just very mediocre, and it's very underwhelming. I'm not to say there are parts I didn't like about it, but as a whole, I thought this movie failed to kind of present really any reason for this movie to even exist. Alden Ehrenreich plays Han Solo, and he's good. He's definitely not the main problem I have with Han Solo in this movie. I guess what I hate about this film is that Han Solo doesn't really change. It's not really an origin story if no one, becomes anything. There's really no character development in this whole entire film, which was really disappointing for me. Especially because this is, again, an origin story. You have Lando, who's really probably the best part of this movie. I think Donald Glover does a great job. This movie is directed by Ron Howard. I actually think he did a good job directing this movie. I think a lot of the problems come from the screenplay, but Ron Howard actually makes some really good action scenes in this one. Really well-directed action scenes, I guess one of my biggest problems with Rogue One was it just felt like no one was behind the camera making a movie. But this one, it feels like Ron Howard's directing it. It feels like there's some direction to the action sequences and the shots, especially the train sequence, which was a highlight for me. Woody Harrelson in a Star Wars movie, nothing really interesting about his character. I'm gonna go into spoilers, and him turning at the end was just, like, who gives a fuck? The villain in this movie was so boring. I do feel bad for the actor because I love him. He plays Vision. I don't know what his name is. I don't know what his freaking name is, but he's boring, and he's just there. Like, he doesn't need to be there. There's really no attempt to make him interesting in the slightest. I don't know if they wanted Woody Harrelson to eventually be the main villain, because he stays alive longer than he does, but I don't know, he's boring. Cool action scene, cool fight scene between him and Han Solo, though. The main villain and Han Solo, I mean, I don't even know his name, guys. It's very, yeah, it's whatever. Kira, in this movie, one of the most confusing characters of 2018 so far. I mean, she should have been the main villain. I think that would have been much more interesting. She was, like, she doesn't need to be there. Like, she's just so bland, so uninteresting. Emily Clarke, I think, plays her. She does a good job. All the actors do a great job in this movie. It's not because of that. I just feel like the writing is kind of trash, a little bit, if I'm being honest with you guys. From a technical side, it's great. Looks great. I think a lot of people were complaining about the visuals, not like the effects, but just like the color palettes, and I thought it looked great. I thought the movie looked really good. And it's not a bad movie, it's not. In fact, I think this is a very enjoyable movie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think the action scenes are great. It's Star Wars, it's magical, It's magical. it's always fun to see a Star Wars movie, and this movie isn't atrocious. I don't want you guys to not see this movie. I want you to see it. I want you guys to create your own opinion about it. Just because I don't love the movie doesn't mean you shouldn't go see it, because it's not doing very well in the box office. I'm not surprised. I think Kathleen Kennedy is kind of to blame here a little bit. And I think this movie just, it needs to be seen by people. Because without this, we're not going to, not going to have a good ninth movie. We have enough money to make a good ninth movie and for the trilogy. And I think that trilogy is fantastic, so you should definitely give them the money because they deserve it. It's not so bad you're going to hate it. I actually think there were some very good parts, like the action and the performances. Lando, since we're talking about spoilers, I gotta talk about Lando. He's just fantastic. Donald Glover, he's just kind of fantastic. There's a great moment when he's in the Millennium Falcon. It's like the Lando Chronicles or the Calrissian Chronicles. It was hilarious. It was very funny. That was the highlight of the movie for me. Watching a second time, you're gonna pick up on some subtle dialogue cues and subtle things that come back in the end. There's this scene right after, like, this little war scene in the beginning, and one of the characters is disguised, and you can kind of, like, just watching it for a second time, you see what was made. And Ron Howard, he narrated Arrested Development, and Arrested Development is known for having humor that, when you watch it over and over again, you pick up on different things. I mean, Arrested Development is my number one favorite show, and I've seen this first 3 seasons at least 15 times. I'm not even kidding to you. And every single time I watch it, I just learn new things. I pick up on new jokes, and I think Ron Howard definitely learned from that show, and there's some, like, subtleties in this movie, which does mean that he was trying to make a good film, which I really do respect. Chewbacca and Han Solo have amazing chemistry. It's just really good. The first scene when they meet is fantastic. There's enjoyment to be found in this one, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. This was a fun movie. The Kessel Run was awesome. It was a little much the first time I saw it, but like it was a lot. It's a huge, big action scene. Grand, like epic. But second viewing, it was really cool for me. First time was a little much. I don't even know why I'm saying it was the Kessel Run, so it should be a lot to take in. But the real reason I thought this movie was mediocre, as I said, it's just it was like no reason for this movie to be. There's no reason for this movie to exist. It's just an origin story that doesn't actually explore the origins of Han Solo. It doesn't show us anything that we've never learned before. We've never seen the Kessel Run, but how does that... Why? Do we really need to see the Kessel Run at the end of the day? No, we don't, honestly. I think they should have focused on Han Solo and just showing stuff that we've never seen before. Because Han Solo is the same Han Solo from beginning to end. Kira doesn't need to be in this movie. Just saying. The Chewbacca and Han Solo was nice. I'll give them that. That was a good character. Good character moments. But yeah. Guys, Solo, a Star Wars story. It's mediocre. It's not a good movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just very in the middle for me. It's like 50% of it was good. 50% of it was bad, and it was just disappointing for me. Very underwhelming. I'm going to give Solo, a Star Wars story, a 5 out of 10. I'm changing my ratings a little bit. And I'm also going to go harsher on my ratings. I gave, like, every movie I saw last year, like, over a 90 out of 100. I don't know why I did the 100 thing. It's just so complicated. I'm doing it by 0.5s, so, like, I'm not, once you start doing, like, 5.6s, it just becomes too much. Like, IGN, I don't give a shit about the ratings because they're just, it's like, I haven't given a 0.6 in a while, I haven't given a 0.9 in a while, I'm going to give that to a movie. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel genuine enough. The 0.5 scales, though, are just great. Guys, go see the movie. You have to. You don't have to like it. I didn't like it. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't really think anything. It's just why it was bad, and yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed this one. It's been a while, guys. Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll come back for some more reviews for you guys, because I'm going to be seeing a lot of movies this summer and be able to make a lot of reviews for you. So keep it coming. Thank you, guys.